In this video, I'm going to look at classifications of organic compounds. And in chemistry, we have both organic and inorganic compounds. All right? But in this video, because it is the first video I am doing on organic chemistry, it will be better for us to know the type of compounds we have in organic chemistry. So, organic compounds can be classified in various ways. But in this video, I will classify them into two. So, we have what I can call cyclic compounds, in what we can call cyclic compounds. And then number two, in what we can call non-cyclic compounds or acyclic compounds. So we have acyclic compounds. We have cyclic compounds and we have acyclic compounds. So in cyclic compounds, what is the meaning first? Because that is very important in understanding the type of organic compounds that we have. In these cyclic compounds, we must have our carbon in a ring. What is a ring? A ring look like this. A ring look like this. A ring look like this. This is cyclic. This is cyclic. But in the acyclic simply means opposite of cyclic. Opposite of cyclic. So that means acyclic simply means something like this. If we like, it is like this. This is a straight one without any branch. This is a straight one with a branch. So the moment it is not cyclic, it must be like this. So we have cyclic and we have acyclic. All right. Now, if we have cyclic, what is another name for acyclic? Well, another name for acyclic is open organic compounds. Another name for cyclic is closed compounds. Closed compounds. As we can see here, this one looks like something that is closed and this one looks like something that is open. We will still talk more about them. So if we have cyclic and acyclic, okay, let's now look at what can happen to cyclic, the classifications we can get from cyclic. What I know is that in a cyclic compounds, you can have them in various ways. We can have them in various ways. For instance, we can have some that the cyclic compounds can be aromatic, for instance. It can be aromatic. Cyclic compounds can be aromatic. We also have some cyclic compounds that are not aromatic. So I will call them here non-aromatic. The cyclic compounds can be aromatic and can be non-aromatic. It can also be heterocyclic. It can also be heterocyclic and it can also be homocyclic. What is important here is that we must know the meaning of each term here. Aromatic, non-aromatic, heterocyclic, and homocyclic. cyclic. So the moment we have our cyclic compounds, we should have 4 different types of compounds in mind. Number 1, aromatic. Number 2, non-aromatic, heterocyclic, and homocyclic. A compound can be both aromatic as well as homocyclic. A compound can be both aromatic as well as heterocyclic. So now let's look at that. Let's do it this way now to make our work very neat. What we will do now is that if we have cyclic compounds, if we have cyclic compounds, we can say it could be divided into 4. It could be divided into 4. So we have those that can be heterocyclic, those that are homocyclic, those that are aromatic, and those that are non-aromatic. This is what we can have. But like I told you, a compound can be both heterocyclic and still be aromatic. All right, let's now look at examples. 1. Let's look at this compound. This compound okay. There are various conditions for aromatism, but in this video, we are not going to talk about that. We are not going to talk about names of organic compounds as well. We'll just make reference because the major thing we want to do here is to ensure that we can classify organic compounds. That's all. In my next topic, I'm going to give you the names of some organic compounds, how to name them, the way you can name them easily. All right. Now, when you look at this, when you look at this, when you look at this, for instance, this compound is known as benzene. It's known as benzene. And benzene, is aromatic. You may not know why it is aromatic. In other videos, I will show you. But it is aromatic. All right. Now, if it is aromatic, along this ring, this is a ring. Along this ring, there is no any other element except carbon. That is telling us that this compound is homocyclic. Benzene is homocyclic. Hope that is clear. Now, if I clean this hydrogen now, and I then clean this name, and I put OH here, OH here again, look at this. This is the ring. There is no any other thing in this ring. Again, it is homocyclic. It is still what? Homocyclic. If I remove this and I put oxygen here, it is no longer homocyclic. Forget about the name. It is no longer homocyclic. Because in this ring, we now have carbon and oxygen. It is now heterocyclic. It is now heterocyclic. In fact, in organic chemistry, majority of compounds that are heterocyclic are usually from aromatic compounds. We don't normally, see, don't take everything to be correct, not correct, but we don't normally say non-aromatic compounds are heterocyclic or homocyclic. We believe that majority of them are homocyclic. All right. Now, if we look at this one now, non-aromatic compounds. Non-aromatic compounds. We look at non-aromatic compounds. For instance, so here now I will need to put two hydrogens so that four bonds must surround the carbon atom. Four bonds must surround the carbon atoms. So we need four bonds here. You need four bonds here. So in these compounds now, it is not aromatic, but it is cyclic. It is not aromatic, but it is what? Cyclic. It is cyclic. All right. Now, along the ring, there is only one carbon. It is homocyclic. It is homocyclic. So that's the thing we need to know about cyclic compounds. All right. Now, let us now look at compounds that are not cyclic, that are usually acyclic. Now, before we look at that, don't be confused. Don't be confused about acyclic and alicyclic. Don't be confused about acyclic and alicyclic. Acyclic means not cyclic. Alicyclic means cyclic but not aromatic. I don't like this word. No, I don't like this word. It is true that it is not aromatic, but in most cases, there is no double bonds along the ring. There is no any double bond along the. Therefore, this one one, two, three, four. One. So this is alicyclic. It is still cyclic, but there's no any double bond along this line. In another way, we can always say cyclic but not aromatic. It is good. We can say that cyclic but not aromatic. Cyclic but not aromatic. Now, look at this question. Let us look at this question. Excuse me, a second. Just a second. So let's look at this question. Benzene can be said to be A, non-aromatic, B, cyclic but not aromatic, C, alicyclic, D, cyclic, and aromatic. When we look at this, for instance, now, to solve this problem, I think with the explanation, the viewer should be able to choose the correct answer. Would you say benzene is not aromatic? Of course, no. No. So if this is wrong, then this must be wrong. Then alicyclic, any compound that is alicyclic is cyclic. It is cyclic, but not aromatic. So, and this is the correct answer. It is as simple as that. It's as simple as that. All right. Now, the other part of this is the acyclic compounds. Acyclic compounds. Acyclic compounds. I love to put them into two. One, hydrocarbon. Two, non-hydrocarbon. What is the meaning of hydrocarbon? Hydrocarbon. That means containing hydrogen and carbon only. Only containing hydrogen and carbon only. Non-hydrocarbon containing hydrogen, carbon, and other elements. Now, hydrocarbon. Majorly, we have the alkanes. We have the alkanes. We have the alkanes. We have the alkynes. We also have cyclohydrocarbons. We also have cyclohydrocarbons. So, the moment a compound is hydrocarbon, once it is an hydrocarbon, once a compound is hydrocarbon, that compound, one, may be saturated. Two, may be unsaturated. And two may be unsaturated. What do we mean by saturated? The best way to remember this, contains carbon single bond. Contain carbon single bond. It contains only carbon single bond. Unsaturated, it may contain carbon double bond or carbon triple bond. Carbon single bond or carbon triple bond. So we say that these are unsaturated and these are saturated. Saturated means enough. complete. Unsaturated means not enough, not complete. Look at this question. Look at this question. Okay, before I give you this question, look at this. If I want to draw this, if I want to draw this, if I want to draw this, I will have C, and if I draw this, now, in these two compounds, forget about their names, we are not naming. In these two compounds, ethane and ethane, there are 3 hydrogen atoms surrounding 1 carbon here. Here there are 2 hydrogen atoms surrounding 1 carbon atom here. This is unsaturated, while this is saturated. But this is not the best way to learn saturation and unsaturation. Just look at the compound. Double bond, unsaturated. Triple bond, unsaturated. Single bond, saturated. It is as simple as that. There are some compounds that are not hydrocarbon. But before we look at that, let's look at cyclo compounds. We may have cycloalkanes, and so on. But once it is cyclo, it will still be cyclic. It will still be cyclic. So we have this. We have this. That is cyclic. All right. So in this case, this carbon-carbon bond is single. Look at this one. The hydrogen surrounding this carbon here, they are 2. The hydrogen still surrounding this carbon here, they are also 2. But in this case, we say it is still saturated. But this one is not saturated because of the presence of a double bond. So this is the end of this class. I'm going to leave you with only one question, and in the comment section, you are going to tell me the correct answer. In the comment section, you are going to tell me the correct answer, and you have a prize for that. Every day, we put a question here, you have a prize for that. Now, only one question. I'm giving you only one question. And what is the question? Yeah. A saturated compound has option A, more carbon atoms, but less hydrogen atoms. B, more hydrogen atoms, but less carbon atoms. C, hydrogen atoms are the same in quantity as carbon atoms. D, none of the above. And this leads us to the end of this class. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please always remember to like our page and follow our page. In the comment section, give your answer. The first four individuals that get the correct answer with adequate explanation has a price tag of money, but it's just a little amount of money for now. So thank you so much. My name is Owolabi Abiola, and I'm teaching you from my prof tutors. Thank you so much.